a skull every time you hear the word Mitta.
Finally, I've got an answer.
That's a hole, isn't it?
I'm making a mess of this.
Got myself a little bit disorientated.
Well, that was a plan. Didn't work out like I thought.
Welcome to another Okidoke adventure camping review. In this video, I'm going to talk about the campsite I'm going to be staying at, the Peters Reserve. Plus, I'll be looking at about half a dozen other ones throughout the Mitta Valley. I'm also going to have a look at the Dartmouth Dam and also be popping into Mitta Mitta and having a look around there and doing a pioneer mine walk. So sit back and enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good one.
Welcome to Peters Reserve.
So this campground is situated just outside of a little town called Eskdale, about an hour southeast of Albury in the Mitta Valley, or around 4.5 hours from Melbourne. It's quite a big campground. It's a free campground. It's got some nice river frontage, and you do have to be mindful of the river rising at any time, it says. So from the entry you can go either way, left or right. And yesterday we went down that way, and it goes for about 200-300 metres to a dead end, which is a little bit muddy, and there's quite a few campsites that way as well. And it's just outside the town of Eskdale on the other side of the river. The Mitta Mitta River is about 204 kilometres long. It's a perennial river, meaning it's running all year round. I did see someone fishing this morning. There's only a few people here, and I've tucked myself in that gap over there, which is a little bit further from the river, but I can still hear the river. And I just felt it was a little bit cozier, a little bit more private, and gets out of the wind a bit more. And although I like rivers, sometimes if they're flowing fairly strong over rocks and stuff, it can be quite noisy at night time, and some people like that, some people don't. So that's my spot there. Got my campfire set up. Had a nice little campfire going last night. So this site's fairly big, you can fit a few people here. It's got a couple of entrances. And on the other side of the bushes is the toilet. They're pretty clean, only a hint of smell at the moment. Bring your own toilet paper. It was very quiet last night. I was pretty happy with that. Might be the odd one or two people that are here for a long term. A little bit disappointing to see some rubbish here and there. And even though I've got a toilet pretty close to my site, someone had dropped a juice there with paper on the ground. I just don't understand why they need to do that, unless they were rushing to the toilet and just couldn't make it. So this road is a little secondary road that's closer to the river. And there's obviously markers there that indicate any rise in the river. Not sure what that signifies. On the other side is private property, but God, that would be a beautiful spot too. So this is one end of the campground. There's only one entry and exit, and when you enter the place, as you saw before, you can go left or right. Looks like there's signs of the river being a bit higher at one stage. Looks like a little bit of soft ground here and there. I don't know how quickly it rises when that does happen. So I don't know how much warning you get or how quickly you can pack up. And that site's got a picnic table and a little cooktop there for the fire. So it's not bad. Some of the sites, they look like they've got a little bit of privacy here and there. You can shut yourself off from other people. I'm pretty happy that I've got 4G with Optus and 3 bars. One thing I noticed is the sun was fairly low for most of the day. So I've got a little app that I can use in future. I didn't use it this time, but it shows where the position of the sun is throughout the day. And that might help you decide where you want to put your tent, for example. If you don't get much sun for the day, then it might get a bit dewy or won't dry off in time. So where I've got my tent today, or my camper van, the sun's only going to be shining on it for a couple of hours. So this is an app called PhotoPills, and this is the augmented reality, so you can see the sun and the moon. So when you're setting up in future, not only can you use your compass to decide where the sun's going to be pointing, if you want your tents in the shade, like I did once at Teddington, I worked out where I wanted to be. If you want the sun as much as possible on your equipment, then you could use an app like that to see where the sun's going to be. So you could step back and watch the sun position. Yeah, you've been here for a few days?
Yeah, we've been here since Thursday.
What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon it's awesome. Good spot.
I see the signs about the river going up and down.
Yeah.
How much of a worry is that?
I'm not too concerned up here. down that end, yeah, it's a bit more concerning, but here it's alright.
Have you been here before?
No.
Oh, right.
No.
So I was wondering, when it does rise, how quickly it actually...
It does very quick. We come down the Saturday before last Thursday just to check the spot out, and there was water all over the roads and stuff. And,
Oh, really?
yeah, once they stopped letting it out of the Dart.
Oh, is that why it rises? Not because of rain necessarily, but
Yeah.
they've got to empty the Dartmouth Dam. Ah.
Oh,
we come
well,
up
if your
with
feet
that
get wet,
before.
time to move.
Yeah, I know, if you've got time there, that's what I'm wondering. If it starts rising, have you got time to pack up your gear? Also known as the Katie Peters Memorial Campground, it was named after Katie Peters, who was a 19-year-old firefighter for the Department of Sustainability and Environment, who died back in 2013 when her and a colleague were killed when a falling tree crashed onto their car. It was part of when they were fighting some fires. So that was back in 2013. So, you know, for 12 years or so, this has been a memorial for them, or at least her. And it's quite a nice campground, as you saw. It's dog friendly. It's got picnic tables, it's got fire pits, plenty of room for camper vans, caravans, good fishing, plenty of bird life around. I've seen heaps of different birds, kookaburras laughing away, and different sort of parrots, little birds flittering around. Haven't seen any magpies this time so far yet though, but I can hear a few crows. Let's see how my fishing luck goes today. You know I'm not very good at it. Maybe the river's flowing too fast, maybe the temperature's not right, maybe the fish just aren't biting because it's the wrong time of day. I don't know, I'm no fisherman, I'm just having fun. Oh, that is freezing. Whew. Wouldn't want to swim in that, you get hypothermia. And that's after a summer period. Imagine the flow after the snow melt, like November, October, November, it'd be absolutely icy cold. So this is the Mill Campground at Mitta Mitta. It's another free campground. Yeah, so we're at the Mill Campground at Mitta Mitta. We just took the back road instead of going down the Omeo highway. Well, access to the river, I guess. Maybe you could launch a boat off here, I'm not sure. Again, the river's flowing pretty quick. It's a reasonable sized campground by the looks of it. I didn't see any benches or fire pits. But look like typical drop toilets. They look pretty newish. I think there's only one way in and out. So this area is just a day visitor area. Coming soon, Mitta Mountain Bike Park. The Mill Gravel Cycling Hub. It's got a track there, 48.9 kilometres. River walk to Mitta Township, return 2.8 k's. Gentle Hills formed track. At this end of the campground, it's just a day area. So the actual Mill Campground is a bit small. So you got one camper there. There's actually not that much room here at the mill. There's something I didn't take into account. I've got no phone service here. I did look on the maps how far places were, but I forgot to look at my odometer to see what I started with. So trying to find this next place, I know it wasn't that far, but I haven't seen any signs that say campgrounds. Now, there was a sign for this spot here, which is just a rest area. But it looks like people might want to stop here and camp. It's got a fireplace, it's got a bench, picnic bench, and it does look like there's some access down to the river, straight down there. This is pretty nice. Very nice. Nice to come down and have a bit of meander. That water's crystal clear, as you would expect, because the next place is called Snowy Creek Campground. So I'm not 100% sure if this is actually the Mitta Mitta River anymore. So it could be the Snowy Creek, because they're all close to each other. So I don't know, your guess is as good as mine without looking at the map. Snowy Creek Campground. It's a dry weather road only. And mind you, the Omeo highway is a snow road, so you got to be really careful, and you might have to wear chains, and sometimes I think there's sections that are actually closed. I think. I know certain roads are closed, but maybe not the Omeo highway. One lane. Oh, there's campers here anyway. Snowy Creek. Right, so there's a bridge there with more campers on the other side. There's a few campers on that side there. And there's some on this side of the bridge with the toilets up there on the hill. Can't see no feet, so I'm assuming nobody's there. Empty pump. Wow, toilet paper. Doesn't smell. A little bit on this side of the river, a little bit on that side of the river. All right, so now that I know where I am, I think I know how much farther the next place is. This is the other side of the Snowy Creek Campground. Picnic table. A couple of campers, that's it. Doesn't go any further. Don't know what Telstra's like, but Optus, no go. Lightning Creek Campground. Yeah, so the sign says you can camp either way. Wonder where he's going. There must be more that way. Oh yeah, I can see toilets. Alright, so this is a pretty big spot by the look of it. Quite a big grassy area. I'm not going to stop here. No, so you got toilets there, plenty of room. There's picnic tables. There's no reception for Optus while I'm here. There's 5 pits. The creek's just down there, it looks lovely. to the right when you come over the bridge, there's more of a campground. Toilets, lots of benches, lots of fire pits. Seems to be less people here. And then we come to a dead end here. Nice big stone fire pits. So this isn't a bad campground, this Lightning Creek. So I'm not going to go any further that way. There's actually two more campgrounds, so I've at least two more. One's called Big River, another one's called Joker's Flat. And they're a bit further, and I don't want to go along that windy road, so a little bit further than I want to go because I've got to watch my gas because I've got to come all the way back. And then a little bit further is Angler's Rest, which is where I said the Mitta Mitta River starts from. So I'm going to turn back now. There's one more part of this Lightning Creek campground. Well, I don't know if it's part of the campground, but it might be because it's like a big picnic area and it's got a bench there and there is people camping down here. It's actually a nice little spot. There's no toilets here though, so you'd have to be self-sufficient. But it's not too bad, but it's right on the road. I saw this little road just heading off to the west, to the left, and I thought I'd just see what's down here. I didn't want to drive all the way because the road looked a little bit dodgy, so I just parked up there. I'm just going to walk down here. Hopefully I'm not going to block anyone. Let's see if there's a creek or something down here. So what do we got here? A little bit of a grassed area and a creek that you can sort of get to. Which creek is it, you might ask? I don't know. But there's steps cut out, so people have obviously come down here. Oh, have a look at it. That could be worth gold panning. I don't know. Oh, I just saw a fish too. Oh, it's even a little beach. There's even another little creek coming into this creek. That's pretty cute. How quaint is that? It's sort of flat here. That actually looks like a bit of concrete slab. I reckon you could pull a van into that if you really wanted to. If you're not worried about the ghosts of animals. What was that? I don't know if that was a horse or I don't know, it had a long head on it. So here's the road up anyway. It's not too bad. Oh, I just saw a wallaby run behind my car. So look, it's a bit of a deepy rut with roots. But if you've got a four-wheel drive, I'm sure you have no problems with that. So the challenge is yours, my friends, whether you want to come here or not. But that's just another option. Let's have a look. The Walnuts. So we've got a little toilet there, fairly regular toilet. Camping over there with the tree that's been cut up by the looks of it. Big open area here. No benches or fire pits that I can see. Looks like they're down the creek with a bit of a incline getting down. I've got no phone reception here. There's plenty of room here. There's a few fire pits that have been made by people. They just need to put a few benches and things around. Make it a bit more appealing. Oh, where's this go? And right down the end of the road, which I almost wasn't going to take, there's this spot. Be all right for a camper. You could level it out. Not much good for a tent, probably. There's a bit of a flat spot over there. Big fire pit. And you got the creek just down here. A little bit of a waterfall. Don't know how the fishing would be in here. Bit too shallow by the looks of it, I think. But I'm no fly fisherman, I don't know. So my mistake, there is one bench, one picnic bench here, but what else I noticed why I stopped was that. So what are they doing? Selling this whole property? Selling a campground? I don't understand. So a guy camping there, who happens to be a local bloke, was telling me the reason it's got a for sale sign is because actually that middle section is actually someone's property and they're trying to sell it, and the perimeter is all free camping. So I don't know what the future of that is, but that explains why there was no sort of benches and that and fire pits and all that sort of stuff, because that's not really the campground. And that guy near that fallen tree, he said he was going to get a bucket of water about an hour ago, and just before he did that, that tree fell down. That's why it looks so fresh. So he's pretty lucky there. So another option, the Walnuts. So what we've got here is Jack Swasbrick Campground. This is just a couple of k's before my campground at Katie Peters. So it's the first one you come to out of Eskdale on the Mitta North Road. As you come into the campground, you go left and right. To the left there's only a few campers. It's all flat ground. There's no benches or fire pits, so you got to make your own. So you got the toilets beyond that tree up there. Fairly new ones, just like everywhere else. So this is all to the right of the entry. The last site at the right has got a picnic table and a fire pit. All the sites are right on the river, and you can see it's a little bit higher here, so there's probably less stress about the river rising and flooding you out. I've got 4G and a couple of bars here, just like at Katie Peters Campground. So that's a good thing. Fairly quiet, near the road though. So that's all the campgrounds in the area that I want to have a look at and share with you. I just like this one a little bit better. I don't know why. It's just a bit more naturey, bit more secluded maybe. The sites are a bit more secluded. Other ones all seem to be a bit more open and exposed to each other. So I guess it just depends what you like. So tomorrow I might go back to Mitta Mitta and have a look around the town. There's a historic mine walk and some other historical features there. I think there's actually a caravan park there in Mitta Mitta, so I'll just see what's around town and spend a bit of time there. So hang around further if you want to see what Mitta Mitta's all about. So I went to bed to the sound of a generator going until about midnight. It wasn't really loud, but just enough of a hum to be a little bit annoying. But I woke up to the sound of birds. There is a lot of bird life around here, but one thing I noticed is there actually not any other wildlife, kangaroos or possums or anything. I mean, they might be around, but I haven't even seen any signs of them. So I was getting a bit confused with this Mitta Mitta River. The Wikipedia entry to me is a bit confusing because it talks about the start of the river being at the confluence of Big River and the Cabrunga River down near Angler's Rest. To me that sounds like two rivers meet and they begin the Mitta Mitta River. That's how it sounds like to me, but maybe I'm reading it wrong. Because when you look at the map, and I followed the Mitta Mitta, and it just went to the Dartmouth Dam, which is east of the Mitta Mitta township. So to me it looks like that's where the river actually begins. And those campgrounds that I was looking at yesterday, most of them were along the Snowy Creek. So today I'm actually going to have a bit of a wander around the township of Mitta Mitta. Just go from Yan. It's not a real big town. I think it's only got about, it's less than 200 people. And that's where the Snowy Creek flows into the Mitta Mitta River. So interesting little town. I'm going to take the Mitta North Road that just goes through the Mitta Valley. I'm saying Mitta a lot. I need to skull every time you hear the word Mitta. Mitta Mitta. So I'm going to take the Mitta North Road around to the township. A lot more flatter. It's in the valley all the way, the shorter way anyway. So I'll see what today brings. Bit of exploration. Have a safe trip, guys. I've done some calculations and I reckon I'm going to go visit that Dartmouth Dam before I go to the Mitta Mitta township. So let's go and take a look at that. I've never been there before. Should be a picturesque drive. prohibited area, no entry, authorised personnel only. All right. All right, I wasn't sure what to expect when I got here. So that's the dam, and that's where the Mitta Mitta River starts. It was a turn off to, it said Dam Crest. So I'm gonna go back and see where that goes. So it's not cold, I'm in a t-shirt. It would get bloody cold in here in winter though. You'd have to mind those roads, they'd be a bit slippery I reckon. But it's windy. Not cold, but windy. I'm the only one here enjoying this location today. Let's have a look. So the Dartmouth Dam, sometimes called Lake Dartmouth or Dartmouth Power Station or Dartmouth Lake. It's Australia's tallest dam at 180 metres, so 590 feet I think it was. It's got a rock fill embankment. Oh, that's the power station down there. I'm not going to walk across the dam itself. It's too far. Are you fascinated by dams? Is it something that interests you? I've been to the Eildon one. I've been to a few dams. I think most people have been to a few dams. And I remember being very naughty once, riding my motorcycle a little bit too quickly across the top. It's good fun though. Oh, okay, so there's the spillway. Oh, now look at this. This might explain my confusion a little bit. So I thought the Mitta started here at the dam, but that's not right. It starts down here, Kambungra River and Big River. And then the Mitta River starts there and feeds into Lake Dartmouth and then comes out to Lake Hume onto the Murray. And so finally I've got an answer. So obviously that's the lakeside. All these tunnels and things. Amazing. I find them dams quite amazing. I think the largest dam in the world is that Hoover Dam, isn't it? And apparently, if all humans just disappeared tomorrow, it's been predicted that the Hoover Dam would be the very last relic of human existence on this planet. Like everything else would just disappear. I don't know, that's just what they say. We've got some plaques around here. Commemorates the official commencement of the Dartmouth project. There you go, 1973. Some construction details. 180 metres high, length of crest 670 metres. Surface area 62 square kilometres. So there you go, from 72 to 79. 7 years to make this dam. Yeah, look, they like their plaques. Here's another one. So a few people lost their lives during the construction project. Seems like people are always losing their lives when they're building things. Just the way it is, isn't it? Let's have a look at this last bit over here. By the looks of the level of the water, I don't think it's going to be spilling for some time. But you never know. River access. Banimboola power station. Oh. This reserve is open to the public. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm the public. Okay, it's another little dam area. It's a little power station. Anyway, we're not going to bother with that. Car park with toilets. I don't see what there is much to do here. Maybe we can go for a bit of a walk. Some sculptures. Sculptures or worn away rock, I'm not too sure. I think there was another spot as well. We'll go have a look at that. I'm not driving down there. Maybe have a bit of a walk. Yeah, good idea not to drive down here. Anyway, I need a bit of a walk. Let's have a look what's here. So this was just a little picnic spot with some river access. Yeah, river access, but I don't know. That's the Mitta Mitta. Definitely the Mitta Mitta. Coming from the Dartmouth Dam. So I mentioned the spillway, but obviously the dam's got some other release spots, I don't know what you call those, to allow this river to flow. Because it's a perennial river, it's year round. Look how crystal clear that water is. So much for that, let's get out of here. So there's a few picnic tables over there. All right, time to go. Good shot, is it?
Oh, yeah, not too bad.
I got my camera, so if you're taking some good shots, maybe it's a good spot to come back.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Have a good one. So I'm at the historic park and I see there's a bunch of walks you can do. Different grades, different distances. And I'm thinking I might actually just go for a bit of a walk on this Pioneer Mine Walk. It's not far, it's only 1.5 k's. Okay, let's do this Pioneer Mine Walk. See what we find. Pioneer Mine, Park Victoria. Let's have a look. Well, it's pretty quiet. I can hear frogs in the creek, whatever creek that is. And just so you know, I've got no service at all in Mitta Mitta with Optus, but just down the road at Eskdale, I've got 3 bars and 4G and can surf the internet. So from memory, people started to settle here in about 1835. And then when the gold rush happened in the 50s, it sort of took off and became founded. Now, which way do I go? I've got a car park going that way, but does that mean I just follow that trail? I guess so. Let's have a look. Well, it's starting to get thick here, and then there's a path going that way and a path going that way. Ah, decisions. Hey, check out this mushroom. Yeah, I think I've picked the right way to go. I don't know how often people are walking along here, but it needs a clean. The Race Tunnel. You're about to walk over the old race which led the water from the sluicing operations out of the mine. A tunnel now closed was cut by hand through the cliffs in front of you to the Mitta Mitta River, a distance of about 100 metres. Now I've got a feeling maybe I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I'm doing it in reverse. Oh God! Look! Check this out. This is a wombat tunnel. Looks reasonably fresh the way he's dug that out. So he's in there, sleeping away somewhere. Oh God! That's soft sand. He's digging that easy. God, that's a hole, isn't it? I reckon that's the biggest wombat hole I've ever seen. That's huge. Look at the pile of dirt. I think I'm definitely doing this walk in reverse. I think you're supposed to start from the car park. It's sort of a bit scrappy. The wombats probably love it, but I mean, there's a lot of colour and stuff, but the thing about Australian bush, it's not often vibrant, except those autumn leaves on those trees. But if you look at these regular bushes, the bush has all got a faded look about it. That's just the way it is. Ah, right. I just did a little Fern Gully walk. Damn wall. Let's go to that damn wall. The gold found in the Pioneer mine was alluvial gold. This means that the gold was deposited by river water millions of years ago and is therefore not in a rock reef but in the soil itself. For this reason the mine was worked as an open cut rather than an underground mine. Mining first started here in 1859, continued until 1913. Over this period more than 440 kilos of gold was recovered. The best yields were obtained from the lowest 4 metres. A few nuggets up to 40 grams were found in potholes in the bedrock of the original watercourse near where you are standing. What do you think of that, Mono? People always think something like this, but what if you just stubbed your foot into a nice nugget? There's little rocks everywhere here, because this is obviously a water flow at times, so it's washing away the top layers of soil and exposing the rock underneath. Look, there could be gold right in there. I wouldn't have a clue. You're probably not allowed to detect in here, I would suggest. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you are. Oh, look at this little way. Definitely would have water flowing through here. I'm assuming I keep going this way. Now, am I following a watercourse or am I following the path, the trail? Good question. Have I somehow missed a turn and ended up walking the riverbed? Oh, you can see how it's all been dug out. So where do you go from here? Oh, there's a track up there. Is that another track up there? It's not the best signed spot. See, I see a little track over here. I mean, how did I get off it? And now that I've sort of found it again, do I take a left or a right? Actually, am I on a trail? What's going on? I'm lost. This is supposed to be an easy track. Hour and a half a turn. Where am I going? I've lost a trail somewhere. I'm just looking for worn bits. I can see a bit of a track here. Got myself a little bit disorientated. I think I saw a path over here. Yeah, okay. Never lost, just momentarily misplaced. God, it's quiet. There's not a breath of wind or anything. You can see those high walls up there. A gorge. It's a gorge. I think you meant to go this way. Another little sign, hydraulic sluicing. Oh, yeah. The longest race is more than 20 kilometres long. That's impressive. 2 men had to hold the nozzle and direct the water at the wall because it was so powerful. Doesn't it take a couple of firemen to hold a fire hose? I don't know, I can't remember. Got these images of more than one holding the hose. Or am I thinking about myself? We get a better look at these hills, the walls of the gorge. How's it so quiet? Why isn't there birds making noises and stuff? You know what? I like this end of it better than the other end. That fern gully I wasn't really impressed with. Oh, now there's a marker. So I'm still heading towards the dam wall. I thought I might have lost it in that little bit of misplacement earlier. Can you hear that frog? we found the dam wall. This embankment forms a wall of the dam used in operations of the mine. A prolonged drought in the early 1900s eventually stopped operations for a number of years. Approximately 20 hectares of ground was removed by the sluicing method. 20 hectares, leaving walls up to 75 metres high. Okay, so now we know where those walls come from. That's what happens when you do a walk in reverse. You ask all these questions and then you get the answers, you know, after. I found the dam wall. Oh, hello. Look at that fungus. I like seeing little things that just stand out to me. I've got not a bad eye for sort of just spotting little things. I guess that's how I was able to find my daughter's lizard. 3 times it went missing and it buried itself in our garden in different spots. And I found them each time. Took a while sometimes. That damn wall was not much worth looking at, was it? I thought it was going to be a bit more impressive than that. You know what? I should have taken a photo of the sign of this walk because I already forgot how it went round. I don't know if there was loops, dead ends. It's funny how I said I can spot these things that maybe other people can't, and yet I'm losing myself in the trail. I don't want to go that way. Oh my God, I'm making a mess of this. I must have come out there. So I thought I came up that way originally, but I didn't. I came up that way, so I've got to go that way. Yeah, I can spot the minuscule things, the little hard things to see, but the bloody obvious things, God help me. Okay, it's probably not a real popular trail. Oh, it could be. I don't know. Right, yeah. I saw this from up top somewhere, I think. And I wondered if I could see this. So this looks like some sort of race. Been digging out. Sluice race, here we go. Oh, sluice boxes. This passage through the rocks resembles a railway cutting, but is actually thought to have been made to hold the sluice boxes. These were set up on trestles and were interconnecting to form a continuous channel. The sections of rail seen in the cutting are thought to have been supports for the boxes. One of these sluice boxes lines extended nearly 500 metres. A stream of water flowed through the sluice boxes over the earth from the mine walls. The water broke up the dirt, causing the heavier materials such as gold to fall through the false bottom of the box. So a lot of work in here, eh? A lot of work. Cutting all this out. I've said it before in my videos, I'm just amazed at the trials and tribulations and the efforts that people in the olden days put forward. It's like, puts us to shame. All right, where to from here? Is it continuing that way? Or does it go that way? I should have taken a picture of that bloody map, because maybe I meant to turn back instead of trying to rummage my way through there, through here. So this 45-minute walk might be a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see people pushing their way through that stuff. I'm trying to see if there's a track up there, but I can't quite see. I can't tell. What am I doing? Is that a trail? I don't think it is. No. This is just due to water coming down. So, was that just a dead end? Maybe it was just to look at the sluice box things and then you turn back. So people, a tip for you all, get your phone out when you look at tracks on a board and take a photo, so that way you can have a better idea what you're supposed to be doing on a track. So you don't make a fool of yourself like I am and get all scratched up with branches and stuff. So yeah, definitely when you get to here, it's just not going anywhere. I mean, look at that in there. That's not a path. That's not a path up there, is it? So what was the point of that? Back through the Sluice Tunnel. Oh, damn, look at that. Get off me. Ow. Ow! F***. That hooked onto my finger. Man rocks. I've been both of those ways, so looks like this will probably take me back to the car park. Yeah, so this is a well-worn path. I think they need better signage. I have my dates slightly wrong. 1859 to 1913. Okay, look at this. So I came in through here and did that originally, then came down here, went to the dam wall, went through the sluice box. So there is a way to go there. Well, I'll be blown if I could see it. So this needs fixing up here. Oh, what a nice spot to have our lunch. This is the Snowy Creek. From Mitta Mitta, it heads south, sort of follows the Omeo highway. Goes a fair way down. And it goes past some of the campgrounds we had a look at. That is a good swing tree. Let's go for a walk with a can and see who we might meet along the way. Ripper afternoon. Let's have a walk around the campsite. When the door's closed, don't knock. That could use a mow. That's the generator man, he's gone. Ah, hello puppy dog. Hello. I was fishing there, caught nothing.
Oh no.
Where are you from?
Wangaratta.
Oh, okay. I'm over from Bendigo.
Nice.
How long are you staying for?
Till Saturday, I think.
Saturday. Might get busy over the long weekend.
Don't know with the rain on Friday whether it will or not.
Yeah, good point. What's your dog's name?
This is Rudy.
Rudy. Yeah, knows his name. I love dogs. Have a good one.
You too. See ya.
See, people make use of the small sites and the big sites. Well, that was a plan. Didn't work out like I thought. Thought I'd be getting good interviews with people and stuff. It's not in my nature to just come up in people's faces and start videoing and asking them questions. Plenty of people do that. There really isn't many insects flying around. I get those lights up as high as they go. You'd think there'd be a few flying around. There's a couple of little ones, but not really, which is good. You don't want all them bugs. All right, time to clean up and chill out for the rest of the night. And I've packed up most of the stuff that I don't need, ready for a quick pack up tomorrow so I can get going early as possible. All right, my last morning here. What a pleasant morning. Bit of fog, cows, river, no hot sun. On my way back, I decided to stop just outside of Beechworth at a place called Woolshed Falls. I can't believe how busy it is. I forgot it's still school holidays in some places. It's a nice spot. I've never been here before, but man, it's busy today. I was just talking to the park ranger who was cleaning up. He said he's never replaced so many dunny rolls. He says it's usually pretty busy here, especially during the Easter gone by. And the school holidays, of course. Nice spot. I'll take a better look at the falls after I have something to eat. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Apparently the waterfalls are a lot more fuller usually. The lady was saying she's never seen it this dry before. There's people everywhere.